Welcome inside the Stroh Center here in Bowling Green, Ohio for a Saturday doubleheader. Our first matchup features the Bowling Green Falcon men's basketball team taking on the Western Michigan Broncos for the second time this season. Thank you for joining us, everyone. I'm Brad Woznicki, and joining me today is Bowling Green student Zach Cantrell. As you look at today's game, these are two teams that, as mentioned, already met once this season. It was Bowling Green coming out on top by 1, and in that game, both teams shot better than 40%. Bowling Green hit 6 threes, Western Michigan hit 7, but the difference in that game was the bench play for Bowling Green. Matt Fox with 2 big threes.
2 big threes, and as you mentioned, it really was a dead even game for the most part, but Matt Fox was the difference, hitting a big 3 with 4 minutes to go, and then he hit the 3 with under a minute to go that gave them the lead for good. And these are two teams that really need to get a win in MAC play. Western Michigan's lost 4 in a row. Bowling Green's lost 3 in a row. Western Michigan 3-8 in conference play. Bowling Green 4-7. They need to get some momentum as they head toward the MAC tournament in a few weeks.
The Broncos still looking for their first true road victory of the season. They are 0-8 on road games. Now your impact players, starting with the Broncos. It starts with Thomas Wilder, who last year was named the All-MAC freshman team when he averaged better than 7 points per game. And Wilder in Mid-American Conference games this year is averaging better than 21.
And he really is the guy that makes this Western Michigan team go. He is their leading scorer, shooting 44% from the field. He's a terrific guard, a guy that can take it inside, a guy that can shoot the ball well from three-point range. Tucker Heyman is the other guy they really rely on. That's the combo. When Western Michigan plays well, it's because Wilder and Heyman play pretty well. Anthony Avery's another guy that's kind of held his own underneath. You see the team's leading rebounder with 143 rebounds on the season. He's a guy that I think could be an X factor in this game for the Broncos.
And now for the Bowling Green Falcons, they are led by 6'7" forward Spencer Parker, who recently became the 43rd player in Bowling Green men's basketball history to reach 1,000 points for his career. And in 3 career games against the Broncos, he's averaging 14 a game.
Yeah, so look for him to have a big game today against Western Michigan. You mentioned on Tuesday getting to 1,000 points in his career. Zach Denny, I think, may be the streakiest shooter in the MAC. When he shoots well, he usually goes on a big run, but he's also known for going on a drought. And we saw a couple weeks ago he was 3 for 17 from three-point range at one point in a 4-game span. So he's got to perform well and shoot the ball well from 3. Wes Alsager is also a guy that is a little bit streaky. He can take it inside, can take it outside as well. I think Alsager is going to be Bowling Green's X factor.
And we'll take a look now at the keys to the game, starting with the Broncos. This is a team that needs to get to the basket. They did not do that enough in the 45-44 loss to Miami of Ohio.
They did not, and when they've struggled in MAC play this year, it's because they have not gotten consistent points in the paint. You got to get to the free throw line. Now, that's always a key in every game you play, but Western Michigan this year, they're much better when they hit their free throws as opposed to when they don't, and they've got to stay out of foul trouble. That's been an issue for them, a recurring theme in their losses.
And now your keys to the game for Bowling Green. The Broncos are going to need to defend the three-point shot. Bowling Green will certainly get their looks. The Falcons are right now ranked 4th in the Mid-American Conference in three-point field goal percentage.
They're very good at shooting the 3. They're also pretty good at defending the 3. Both these teams shot the ball well from three-point range in their first matchup. You got to score on the fast break. Coach Huger wants these guys to get out on the run. They're a team that wants to play in the 70s, low 80s kind of game. And finally, they got to stay positive. They've lost 3 consecutive games. 1-5 in conference play at home. I think they've got to get off to a good start to get that confidence going and really be free-flowing from that point on.
All right, now let's send it over to Bowling Green student Mike Meszaros.
Western Michigan's head basketball coach Steve Hawkins is in his 13th season at Western Michigan. He has a phenomenal 233 and 184 record all-time at Western. He is also 186 and 86 all-time in the MAC. He ranks 2nd all-time in wins at Western Michigan. On the other side of the court, we have Michael Huger of the Bowling Green State Falcons. In his first season, he is 13-11 so far with a 4-7 record in the MAC. Can the former point guard and BGSU basketball captain stun the veteran of Western Michigan? We'll have to see how this one plays out. Keep it locked here to ESPN 3. Back to you, Brad.
All right, thank you, Mike. It's Bowling Green and Western Michigan, and it's coming your way on ESPN.
First day, you ready?
And when you're making your closing remarks to the jury, all their eyes will be on you.
At the very instant that I saw you, did my heart fly.
Yeah, we're downtown. You coming?
Wow, Landon, great job. You did it.
Josh, you have the controls.
Welcome back to the Stroh Center here in Bowling Green, Ohio. The Bowling Green Falcons taking on the Western Michigan Broncos. Western Michigan a record of 9-15. They are 3-8 in the Mid-American Conference. Bowling Green 13-11 and 4-7 in the MAC. Starting lineup has just been announced for Western Michigan, and Bowling Green will be in just a moment after their highlight video for the season so far. And we're going to take a look at those starting lineups. First for the Western Michigan Broncos, Thomas Wilder, the sophomore. Then it's Tucker Heyman, Anthony Avery, Bryce Moore, and the 6'10" sophomore Drake Lamont. And for the Bowling Green Falcons, the same starting lineup that it has been since the start of the season. David Pep Joseph, Zach Denny, Wes Elsegair, Spencer Parker, and the big man, Rasheed Worrell. Those are your starting lineups. Zach, your final thoughts before we get this one underway.
Final thoughts, like I said, for Bowling Green. I think they need to get off to a good start, really gain some confidence, get the home crowd behind them. I think that's going to be important. And for Western Michigan, we all know it revolves around Thomas Wilder. When he plays well, the rest of the team plays well, averaging 18 points per game, as you mentioned, 20 in MAC play. Look for Western Michigan to hit the offense through him, especially early in this game.
You look at the games prior to this one. First for Bowling Green, the Falcons are coming off an 83-68 loss to Akron. The Zips in that game, we know they're known for hitting their three-pointers. They hit 16 of them in that game. They were 16 of 32. And for Western Michigan, we talked about it. It was a 45-44 loss to Miami of Ohio. Both teams really struggled offensively. That came down to the final seconds in that one. A 1 second difference between shot clock and game clock. Miami had 2 free throws. They were able to knock down one go-ahead. And then the full court effort at the end for Western Michigan was off the mark, and the Redhawks walked out with a win.
They were able to walk out with a win, and again, it just goes to show how these teams have struggled. 1-3-8, 1-4-7 in conference play, but they did it in different ways. Bowling Green kind of lost a higher tempo game to Akron, who is 20-4 overall in the season. They're very good. Well coached by Keith Dambrod. And we know for Miami, they're a lower scoring team, and Western Michigan got caught playing that kind of game, and they could not overcome it. They could never get their tempo going. Let's see how these teams come out early with their tempo.
Talking about the all-time series between these two teams, Bowling Green has won 5 straight games over the Broncos. The last loss to Western Michigan came back in the 2011 MAC Championship Tournament. Bowling Green is also 41-15 overall at home versus the Broncos in Bowling Green, Ohio. Two teams on the floor, and we are moments away from the tip-off. Drake Lamont will jump for the Broncos, and for Bowling Green it will be Rasheed Worrell. Great crowd on hand for this one.
Very good crowd, and we know it's a doubleheader, so a lot of them are out for this game. They're going to stay for the women, so let's get it going.
You see the pink socks for Bowling Green. The men's and women's game today will both be Play for K games, raising awareness about breast cancer. As the Broncos go inside, Drake Lamont found some space there on the baseline, and it's the Broncos on the board.
And that's a good sign for Western Michigan. If they can attack early on with their 6'10" big guy, get the ball to him on the low block.
Worrell, that's the high screen. Pep Joseph up top. Here's Elsegair. Now Worrell on the baseline. Two big guys going at it early. That one off the mark, battle for the rebound. And this one is going the other way.
So naturally, we talk all about the guards leading up to this game, and so far, the first 2 possessions, it's a big man's game.
Thomas Wilder will bring the ball up the floor. Now on the left side, it's in the corner for Moore. Inside Lamont. Lamont pounding his way down low, off glass with the left hand. 4-0 Broncos. Drake Lamont, the son of ESPN play-by-play announcer Dave Lamont. Lamont has made his fair share of trips to Bowling Green. He called Mid-American Conference basketball last night. The Ohio Bobcats taking on Buffalo.
And he mentioned during one of the football games that this is one of only 2 on-campus airports all across the nation.
Joseph will inbound. Here's Elsegair, now Worrell. Zach Denny. And it's going to be an offensive foul. Parker trying to get position in the post.
Bowling Green guy's giving a little funny look. You usually don't see that called away from the ball, but that's the first foul on Spencer Parker. They can't get him in foul trouble, certainly.
Broncos are certainly a team that likes to be physical. And this is a team that has one of the deeper benches in Mid-American Conference basketball. They have 10 players available, and all 10 of those players have played at least 19 games this season. Inside Lamont, count it, and a foul.
And I like Western Michigan attacking early in this game, getting the ball into Lamont. You got the size advantage against Rasheed Worrell, and they're backing him in on the low block, getting the ball to him consistently, and he gets an and one to go with it.
Frustration for Rasheed Worrell early as DiMaggio Wiggins makes his first appearance with less than 2 minutes gone by.
That's 2 fouls already on Rasheed Worrell. That's going to be a problem for Bowling Green going forward.
Lamont good on the free throw. He is a 72% free throw shooter this season. 7-0 Broncos. Wiggins up top. Good job there by the Broncos to take away the low screen for Denny. Parker, look to Wiggins, and Wiggins will go to the line.
Nice patience by Spencer Parker, not forcing the fadeaway jump shot. Nice extra pass into DiMaggio Wiggins, but Western Michigan doing a good job early in this game, not allowing the three-point game to get going for Bowling Green. We know how reliant they are on the three-pointers, and right now they're not open for them.
DiMaggio Wiggins shooting just 45% from the line in his freshman year. First free throw off the iron. Wiggins from Springfield High School in Holland, Ohio, about 20 miles north of Bowling Green. Trying to get the Falcons on the board. Unable to do that. Broncos with a chance to add to their lead. Wilder up top, guarded by Joseph. Anthony Avery gets it back. The baseline jumper. That's good. What a start for the Broncos. And that forces Bowling Green into a timeout. Less than 2.5 minutes gone by. It's Western Michigan 9, Bowling Green 0.
This is exactly the start that Steve Hawkins would have drawn up. They got the ball into the post inside. They really haven't even had to get Thomas Wilder or Tucker Heyman involved in this game. We talked about when those two guys play well, this team tends to play well. Well, right now, neither one of them has taken a shot, and yet Western Michigan's up 9-0. That's a great sign for them. And for Bowling Green, they've got to figure out a way to get open at the three-point line, and it's going to be a problem. Rasheed Worrell with 2 personal fouls, their big guy already out.
You mentioned Steve Hawkins. Our sideline reporter talked about him in the open. He is in his 13th season at Western Michigan, and it was back in 2014 that the Broncos Athletics signed him to a new 6-year agreement to keep him as the head coach through the 2019-2020 season, and that's well-deserved with the success that he's had with this program.
No question about it. He's been tremendous now, and 6-year extension, he deserves it after the success that the Broncos have had the last several years.
Here's Alsager. Wes Alsager led the way for Bowling Green in scoring at Kalamazoo. He had 14 in that one. He'll fire a 3. That's an air ball. Parker, the offensive board, and the putback.
Nice pass there by Wes Alsager, or at least that's what he's going to tell Coach Huger when he goes back to the huddle.
9-2 your score. Up top, Avery Jr. Now Lamont posting up against Wiggins. Hayward had it stripped. Good defense from Denny. And Hayward with the reach in.
And that's the kind of defense you need to see out of Bowling Green that they really haven't had so far. Western Michigan's been able to get quick shots early in the shot clock. Well, that time Bowling Green did a tremendous job D'ing up and forced them into a long clock, and that time they get the turnover.
Here's Denny. Going to take it himself. Gets to the basket, but it's going to be another offensive foul.
And already the fouls are starting to mount up really on both sides. 3 personal fouls for each team. So both teams you would figure are going to get some practice shooting free throws later in the half.
Antoine Lillard and Ishmael Ali into the game for Bowling Green. And if you're a Bowling Green fan, if you didn't see the game at Kalamazoo, you might be concerned, but we talked about it in the open. It was the Bowling Green bench that came up big in the first meeting between these two teams. Antoine Lillard was one of those players.
Absolutely. Antoine Lillard's a guy like a Vinnie Johnson. He can come off the bench and score very quickly. Let's see if they can get him going.
Lillard had 7 points in the first meeting. And Drake Lamont continues to dominate this basketball game. It's the Broncos back in front by 9.
9 points for Lamont. And again, you just continue to post him up until Bowling Green has an answer for him. Without Worrell on the floor, now you've got their inexperienced backups going in there against him, and that's a favorable matchup for Western Michigan. Another turnover for the Falcons.
A dangerous pass there, and the Broncos able to take it away. Hayward gets the screen.
We talked about one of the keys for Bowling Green was to score on the fast break. Well, they're turning the ball over as another open shot for Avery.
Avery looking smooth on the baseline. The Broncos are now 6 of 6 from the field. Bowling Green 1 of 3. Quiet crowd here inside the Stroh Center. Here's Parker double teamed, and Avery going to be called for the reach in. That's going to be the 4th team foul for the Broncos as we have our first media timeout. It's all Broncos. They lead it 13-2. Four and a half minutes gone by here in the first half at Bowling Green State University. It's the Falcons right now trailing by 11. And Drake Lamont now on the bench for the Broncos, getting a well-deserved rest. Ali the inbound to Wiggins. Inside Lillard. Good decision there. Wiggins, though, denied. Avery got a hand on that one.
Terrific post defense by Western Michigan. They've been very good all game long. Bowling Green not getting any openings underneath.
Seth Dugan now on the floor for the Broncos. Dugan in the paint, has to kick it out. Moore came up short.
Right now, if you're Bowling Green, what you got to think is Western Michigan's going to cool down at some point. This kind of shooting can't be sustained the entire game, so just continue to play your game, get better shots offensively, and stop turning the ball over.
Taylor Perry also on the floor now for the Broncos, and for Bowling Green, Matt Fox, his first action, an immediate impact off the bench with a three-pointer.
Matt Fox loves seeing Western Michigan, doesn't he? Those two big three-pointers we talked about, they open, and he hits his first three, gets a good look out of the corner. Let's see if they try to get him involved more offensively.
For Fox, that was his 12th three of the season, shooting better than 44% from long range. Moore had it stripped into the hands, and the finish. Seth Dugan just had that one fall in his lap.
He did have that fall in his lap, but another post basket for Western Michigan. That's why they're 7 for 8 from the floor, because most of their shots have been easy.
Wiggins inside, and one.
That's exactly what Bowling Green needed there. Great cut to the basket by DiMaggio Wiggins. Spencer Parker with the solid pass inside, and Wiggins earns himself a trip to the free throw line with the and one. You're going to see right here, Spencer Parker double team and a great cut to the basket by Wiggins off the nice pass from Parker.
Wiggins going to try and complete the three-point play. Unable to do that. Lillard, though, and that's going to be Broncos ball. One more thing to note about DiMaggio Wiggins. He's someone that has doubled his scoring average from non-conference games to Mid-American Conference games, and he's not the only player for the Falcons to do that who's bumped up their scoring average in league play.
No, a lot of them have bumped up their average. Now, it hasn't necessarily translated to wins, but we've seen the numbers improve for a lot of these Falcon players in conference play, and that's exactly what you would want them to do if you're Coach Huger.
Approaching 14 minutes to play here in the first half.
Isn't it amazing Wilder hasn't taken a shot yet?
Inside Dugan, everything's been down low. It's been all the post players for the Broncos as Fox is going to be called for the travel hitting the deck.
Looked like a little friendly fire that time. I think DiMaggio Wiggins got a little body into Fox, not knowing if Fox had the ball. And unfortunately for Bowling Green that time, another turnover. That's 4 turnovers here in the first 6 minutes of this game.
Hayward tried the backdoor cut. It wasn't there. A little bit of contact, though, from Lillard. And for Bowling Green, that's going to be their 5th team foul.
And Western Michigan's got 5 team fouls as well, so both teams really racking them up here. And as we mentioned, there's going to be some free throws shot here in the last 13 minutes of this half.
A combined 60 free throws were shot in the first meeting. The Broncos were 27 of 36. Bowling Green in that game was 15 of 24. Dugan posting up. Wilder gets it inside. And that one drops. And that was all on the pass of Wilder. He put Dugan in great position.
He certainly did. Nice entry pass. And Western Michigan has really established their tempo. We talked about Bowling Green wants to get the game into the 70s and the 80s. Western Michigan is a physical team that likes to play a lower scoring game. Well, they've taken the shot clock down, and a nice drive that time by Spencer Parker to get the basket for Bowling Green. Much needed for the Falcons.
Parker earned that one as Wilder had it stripped by Ali, and Ali had a foot out of bounds. 13-11 remaining in the first half, and Spencer Parker coming down the floor, grabbing at his right arm. He went down hard to the floor after making the basket. Josh Gomez getting his first action, along with J.D. Tisdale. And into the game for the Broncos is Kellen McCormick. The next foul for Bowling Green will put the Broncos in the 1-and-1 situation.
And this foul is going to put Wilder on the free throw line. We've mentioned his really hasn't gotten involved offensively. Had that nice pass to Dugan just a minute ago, but offensively hasn't taken a shot yet, which is very surprising considering he's averaging 20 points per game in MAC play.
And he's the leading free throw shooter on the team, shooting better than 78%. He's now 141 for 179.
Does exactly what a good point guard should do. Should be pretty good at the free throw line as he misses that one, of course.
9-point game. Ali. Ish going to set up the offense. Double screen up top. Now Tisdale. Gomez. Ali for 3. Well short.
And the Falcons, that's probably the best look they've had all game from the three-point line. And Western Michigan is daring Tisdale and Gomez to shoot the long shot because they're not particularly good shooters.
And they'll live with Ali taking that long-range shot. He's only attempted 22 threes this season. He's now 7 of 22. Dugan trying to work his way against Gomez. The left hand. The big start for Drake Lamont. Dugan has just added to that.
Yes, he has. There's been no rest for the Bowling Green defense. They've done a terrific job, or not done a terrific job defensively against the big guys inside as Tisdale misses the 3. And again, that's a shot that Western Michigan is going to be willing to live with.
Wilder all the way to the basket, swatted by Tisdale. Ali took a shot to the head at the end of that play. Lillard all the way to the basket. It's back to a 9-point game. Ali still at the other end of the floor.
And that's what we needed to see out of Bowling Green is a little bit more fast break action. Nice job by Antoine Lillard to take it all the way to the basket.
Our second media timeout. It's the Broncos in front by 9. 20-11 your score. The Broncos leading the Falcons as we approach the midway point of the first half. And Drake Lamont back into the game for the Broncos. He has 9 points so far, and Lamont is one of 2 players returning from last year's team that started every game for the Broncos. He's the only player in a Steve Hawkins coach team that has started every game as a freshman. He's certainly doing the job as a sophomore, but called for steps there.
So, of course, we highlight him a little bit, and you have the travel there.
Joseph will bring the ball up the floor. Now going to get the high screen. Gomez sets it down for Lillard. Gomez, the baseline jumper, comes up short. Lillard, the offensive board, and the putback.
And that's a nice job by Antoine Lillard. He's made an impact coming in off the bench. And again, Western Michigan's willing to live with Gomez making the shot, but they're not willing to live with giving up an offensive rebound.
4 points so far for Lillard, and it's going to be an offensive foul. Josh Davis unable to get anything to go on that baseline.
And these are going to be a couple big possessions for Bowling Green. You get a little momentum here. Back-to-back trips have resulted in the basket. Now you get a stop on the defensive end of the floor. Let's see if they can get a look from the outside.
Bowling Green a chance to make this a 2-possession game. Here's Lillard. Joseph for 3, off the iron. Bowling Green now 1 of 5 from long range.
And that's not something you're used to seeing out of Bowling Green. Give Western Michigan a ton of credit with the way that they've been able to close out on the 3-point shooters as Lamont once again backs his way in.
Lamont had it stripped. Broncos every time have done a good job of getting back on defense. Haven't let the Falcons get into a flow or get in a transition baskets. As Bowling Green one and done there.
Bowling Green's done a good job all year getting out on the break, but I thought Spencer Parker that time could have driven it a little bit more to the basket, kind of settled for the 3-pointer.
Here's Moore all the way. Gomez with the block. DiMaggio Wiggins will come back into the game along with Zach Denny. And for the Broncos, Anthony Avery will come in for Kellen McCormick.
Anthony Avery's already made a big impact in this game for Western Michigan with a couple of sweet baseline jumpers. He has the ability to stretch the floor and make the other guy go out there, and that allows the inside game with Dugan and with Lamont to open up.
Avery up top, now Wilder. Here's Jared Klein. Lamont, the jumper off the mark. Parker has it. Just past the halfway point of this first half. Tucker Heyman set to check back in for the Broncos as Joseph goes off glass.
Nice job by David Joseph. Again, that time he doesn't settle for the outside shot. He takes it to the basket. Western Michigan's done that early in the game. Bowling Green's starting to do that a little bit more these last few trips.
Wilder inside. Lamont knocked away by Denny. Lillard trying to save it into the stands. Antoine Lillard okay. He had to leap over the courtside seats, then leap over the ribbon that crosses off the entry onto the floor.
That's certainly what you call effort there out of Antoine Lillard. Not quite as scary as Shaq a couple years ago when he dove into the stands. I wouldn't want to draw a charge from him.
Nobody would.
No.
Here's Avery. Inside against Parker. Turnaround, that drops.
And that's what we talked about with Anthony Avery, the ability to put the ball on the floor, take it to the basket, and that opens up the lane for the big guys, and he's able to knock down the 10-footer.
Avery with 6, Lamont with 9, Dugan with 6. Parker and Avery tied up, and this time the call is going to go against Avery. And for Avery, that is going to be his second personal foul.
So you would imagine he would come out of the game here with 8:38 to go in the first half. But if you'd have told me that Wilder and Heyman would have combined for 1 point almost 12 minutes into this game, you'd have thought Bowling Green was going to be in a pretty good position. Instead, Western Michigan has just pounded inside, and right now Bowling Green does not have an answer.
We talked about taking it to the basket was going to be key for the Broncos in this one. They didn't do it enough against Miami. Parker good on the first free throw. What made Miami so tough for Western Michigan is their ability to change up their defenses. It just frustrated the Broncos.
It did, and already 22 points for Western Michigan tonight. They're already halfway to the total they had against Miami when they had 44 the entire game.
And Bowling Green, when they took on Miami, came out on top here at the Stroh Center. Then in Oxford, it was the Redhawks who came out on top.
Miami is a tough physical team that has given both these teams trouble in their matchups this season.
And Heyman and Parker battling for position. It's going to go against Parker. And for Spencer Parker, that is going to be his second personal foul. So now Parker and Worrell both with 2.
So we're starting to see the fouls starting to mount up on both sides. A couple of key players starting to have to leave the game here with 8:25 to go in the first half. So it's really going to come down to a battle of benches. Bowling Green won the matchup in the first meeting. Let's see if they can do it again.
Tucker Heyman good on the first. Heyman has scored in double digits in every game but 4 this season. And he pushes the lead to 7.
He's a guy that doesn't get frustrated easily, even though he hasn't really been a big factor in the offensive game. It's going to come to him, so I would not look for him to be discouraged by this early start.
Joseph trying to get in the lane. The lob for Wiggins. Nice adjustment there from Wiggins.
And DiMaggio Wiggins has come in and made an impact in this game. He struggled at the free throw line, but a nice job there. And you see the great pass from Pep Joseph to get the ball inside, and a great job by Wiggins to finish.
Inside Lamont. Pounding his way down low again with the left hand.
As much as Wiggins is doing on the other end, Lamont is eating him for lunch on the other end of the floor. That's 11 for Lamont. Continues to just dominate this game.
Lamont's career high is 27. That came last year against Eastern Michigan. Denny, three-pointer on the way. Came up short.
And we've documented his struggles at times this year, and his first really good look of the game and just not able to get it to fall.
Bowling Green now 1 of 7 from beyond the arc. Another immediate timeout. The lead has been cut down to 7. The Broncos, though, remain in front. (26-19) your score. Western Michigan leading Bowling Green. The Broncos have led since the start when they jumped out to a 9-0 lead before Bowling Green finally got on the board. And the Broncos will have the ball out on the sideline with 7:22 remaining in this first half. Brad Woznicki and Zach Cantrell here with you. Wiggins takes away the post entry. Here's Wilder. pull-up jumper from the elbow. That's good.
And finally, Thomas Wilder gets involved in the game for Western Michigan. I really like their patience on the offensive end of the floor. They're not forcing the ball to the post. They're taking what Bowling Green has given them, and that time Thomas Wilder got an easy pull-up.
3 points so far for Wilder.
First field goal of the game.
Alsager open up top. Denny on the baseline, no, came up well short. Wiggins there to clean that one up.
And that's another one of those that Zach Denny's going to claim was a pass to DiMaggio Wiggins, and Wiggins able to get the basket. But you like Thomas Heyman with the nice defense on the other end, as again, Lamont just continues to bully Wiggins underneath. They might need to give him a little help underneath. Maybe go to a double team, because right now one-on-one isn't working.
Lamont has almost doubled his season average of 7 points a game. Here's Alsager. And that's going to be a foul on the floor. Going to be a 1-and-1 opportunity.
And you hate to keep hearkening back to foul situations, but I think Rasheed Worrell's absence has just been crucial to this first half, because he's the guy underneath that can body up Lamont one-on-one. Well, right now he's not been in the game, so he's just picking on DiMaggio Wiggins as he comes out.
Gomez into the game for Bowling Green. Ali in, as well as Dugan and McCormick come on for the Broncos.
Two of the big scorers for Bowling Green, Denny and Alsager, both have been held scoreless so far. That's another big key for Western Michigan, why they're up.
Alsager, front end of the 1-and-1, no good. Bowling Green now 2 of 6 from the charity stripe.
Very unusual three-point shooting performance and very unusual free throw shooting performance. Meanwhile, Western Michigan has not even attempted a three-pointer yet in this game.
Here's Moore. Dugan posting up. Lillard with the steal. He read that pass all the way to the basket. No, the tip. And they're going to say that one was still above the cylinder when Alsager got a hand on it.
It almost looked like Lillard was anticipating a foul that just never came, and it caused him to miss the shot. And very close call there with the basket interference. Obviously, the crowd not a big fan of it.
Here's one more look.
Well, again, it looks like he's just anticipating a foul, and I don't know about that one. That's tough.
It's not the best angle there to tell exactly if that one was off the iron yet.
We'll give the benefit of the doubt to the officials.
Inside Dugan against Gomez. Dugan, left hand, off the mark. Good straight-up defense that time from Josh Gomez.
And that's why Josh Gomez is in the game. He's not going to be an offensive factor, so he's going to have to body up underneath.
Alsager, yes. 6-point game.
And Alsager getting his first basket of the game, just the second three-pointer for Bowling Green, and it came on nice penetration by Ali and a nice kick out.
Perry into the body of Lillard, and for Antoine Lillard, that's going to be his second personal. So now Bowling Green with 3 players with 2 personals.
And Western Michigan's got a few guys with 2 fouls as well. We mentioned Avery and Heyman both have 2 fouls for the Broncos, and again, another 1-and-1 opportunity for Western Michigan.
Matt Fox into the game for Bowling Green. First free throw for Perry was smooth.
And they're now 5 for 6 at the charity stripe, while Bowling Green is 2 for 6 at the free throw stripe.
Taylor Perry shooting just under 70% from the line this season. 2 for 2 there. Just over 5 to play in the first half.
And let's see if Bowling Green can get a little more penetration and kick out, because they haven't really gotten any quality three-point looks. The last one that they got was because Ali was able to take it inside and attract the defenders to him.
Denny, skip pass, now Fox. Fox's pass tipped by Wilder. Shot clock winding down. It's Ali on the baseline. And that's going the other way. Ali had a foot out of bounds.
Yeah, it looked like he did step out of bounds on the baseline. Again, we mentioned Ali trying to draw the defenders to him for the kick out, and that time just lost track of where he was on the floor.
If you're just joining us, this is the first game of today's doubleheader. The Bowling Green State University women's basketball team will take on Buffalo next in another Play for K game. Wilder up top. Spin move, well defended. Three-pointer for McCormick off the mark. Alsager soars in for the rebound.
And that's the first three-pointer Western Michigan has taken all day long.
Alsager for three. He's got another one.
And that's another idea that time. Zach Denny drives inside, another kick, drive and kick, and Alsager gets left with an open three, and a nice drive by Zach Denny to set it up.
Alsager shooting better than 36% from long range. Inside, Dugan right into the body of Denny. Falcon fans wanted a charge.
And I feel like we've talked a lot about Lamont tonight. Let's talk a little bit about Dugan off the bench. 8 points with 2 rebounds. He's been just as big of a factor as Lamont has been and allowed Western Michigan to maintain their advantage.
Great look to Gomez. His body was held by Jared Klein, and they're not going to count the basket. Our final media timeout of the first half. Western Michigan 34, Bowling Green 27. Welcome back to Bowling Green. 3:23 remaining in the first half of this Mid-American Conference men's basketball game. The Broncos in front by 7. And going to the line will be Josh Gomez. He was held underneath just before the break. Gomez has gotten his fair share of minutes so far. He's played 6 minutes, rotating with Wiggins and Worrell. Unable to knock down the front end of the 1-and-1. Bowling Green having trouble at the line today.
2 for 7 at the free throw line. As we mentioned with Gomez, he's in there mostly for defensive purposes, so at times it's going to be a 4-on-5 advantage for Western Michigan.
Lamont, the size advantage on Alsager, but he traveled, tried to swing through the body, and dragged his foot.
And Bowling Green that time send an extra guy to him. That's what we talked about. You kind of want to double team him, make him either give up the ball or make him take tougher shots, because right now, one-on-one, Bowling Green can't do anything about him.
The lob for Gomez, 5-point game.
Nice pass by Ismail Ali. He's a guy that can pass him with the best of them. A lot of the spectacular passes this year have come from him, and that was another example of it as Lamont comes streaking toward the ball.
Here's one more look, and that's great recognition because the big men for the Broncos have hedged out on every screen. They get out really high on the guards. Here's Wilder. Three-pointer, yes.
And that's why he's the leading scorer in the MAC at 20 points per game. Finally getting going a little bit offensively here at the end of the first half. A nice look for Wilder.
Denny trying to answer. Can't do that.
These next 2 minutes are going to be crucial for both sides. For Bowling Green, you want to cut it a little bit into the deficit and feel good going into halftime. For Western Michigan, they've controlled this first half. If they can go up by 10 or 11 points, they're going to feel really good about where they're at.
Dugan well off the mark on the hook shot. Inside of 2 minutes to play. Ali over to Fox. Another three. Too strong. Lamont with the board, able to rip it away.
And Lamont that time, just nobody else was getting that rebound. And what a great defensive play there by Ismail Ali.
Can he finish at the other end? No. Tipped out of bounds by Wilder. And they're going to say it's going to be Broncos ball.
Wow.
From our angle, it certainly looked like Wilder tipped the ball out, and even the reaction from Wilder said that it was off the Broncos.
Yeah, no question about it. You can always tell by the body language. Wilder thought he hit it out of bounds. Very surprising that the officials didn't see it that way. And for Ismail Ali, he's going to regret that because he made a heck of a defensive play, but you got to be able to finish in transition, and he's been the guy that's led the way for Bowling Green when they have been able to get out on the fast break, and that hasn't been very often.
If you're just joining us, Bowling Green coming into this game on a 4-game losing streak. The Falcons have lost 5 straight home games as well. For the Broncos, they've lost 3 in a row coming into this one. And Western Michigan is still looking for their first true road victory of the season. They are 0-8, but the first time these two teams met, it was a 1-point victory for Bowling Green in Kalamazoo.
And you could see there on the replay, it looked pretty clear that Wilder did knock it out of bounds, and he knew it. But he knows he got away with one. But for Western Michigan, as you mentioned, haven't won a true road game all year. Bowling Green, on the other hand, just 1-5 at home in conference play. Now, they've played some pretty good teams at home, but something has to give here. Somebody has to win this game.
Lamont up top. Broncos work it around. Wilder. Trying to get it to Lamont. Fox diving on the floor. Ali got in there. And that's going the other way. Good Bowling Green defense.
Nice job by Fox getting down on the floor to get an extra possession. Those 50-50 balls, that determines a lot of who wins the ball game a lot of times.
Here's Denny on the wing. Decides to fire the three. In and out. And then Wiggins over the back. No, it's going to be against the Broncos.
That was another tough call from our vantage point, but again, Zach Denny, I think, kind of forced that three-pointer up. I know he is very good from there, but you want to get a little bit into the flow of the offense, and it just hasn't happened for Bowling Green as Wiggins goes to the line, and he has had his difficulties there today.
And that was an important foul for Drake Lamont. That was his second personal. Wiggins on the first free throw, no good.
A lot of difficulties on the foul department for both of these teams. A lot of key guys with 2 fouls here in this first half.
Bowling Green now 2 of 8 from the line and 3 of 12 from long range. Limited opportunities for the Broncos. They're 1 of 2 from beyond the arc, but 6 of 7 at the line. 0 for 2 for Wiggins.
And let's see if Western Michigan here can go 2 for 1. Well, the reason they've only shot 2 3-pointers is because that's not their game. They're a team that wants to get the ball inside.
Wilder, no. Dugan, the offensive board. The Broncos lead by 10.
And they get that 2 for 1 right there. Wilder gets a decent look, knowing he had good rebounding position underneath, and Dugan with another big offensive rebound for the Broncos, and they're going to get the last possession of this half in all likelihood.
Ali. Wiggins on the slip, unable to get it inside. Now tipped out by Dugan. 10 seconds on the shot clock. It's Ali. Drops it to Wiggins. He's tied up. DiMaggio Wiggins going right back to the line.
And another nice pass by Ismail Ali. He has a flair for the dramatic when it comes to passing the ball, but DiMaggio Wiggins, again, if you're Western Michigan, you're willing to live with DiMaggio Wiggins going to the free throw line. Make him earn it, because as a team, they're 2 for 9, and he has had his fair share of difficulty. He's taken the majority of the free throws.
Good on the first. 14 seconds remaining in the first half.
And for Western Michigan on this last trip, let's see if they, again, get the ball inside. 14 seconds, a lot of times you end up taking a long fadeaway shot. Let's see if they could go back inside, go back to the well.
Inside of 10 seconds. McCormick, now Wilder to the basket, all the way to the basket. Too easy for Thomas Wilder. And the Western Michigan Broncos have tied their largest lead of the game. They will go into the locker room leading Bowling Green 41-30. Wilder with the last basket of the first half.
And that's just inexcusable defense for Bowling Green, clearing up the C's as we head to top.
Halftime here in Bowling Green with Western Michigan leading the Falcons 41-30. And you look at how this game started. The Broncos jumped out in front to a 9-0 lead before Bowling Green got onto the board. And Zach, they established their down low presence early.
They certainly have. They've gotten the ball inside to Lamont and Gomez. They've done a terrific job. And Dugan, I should say, getting the ball inside, dominating the rebounding battle, dominating inside. They've only taken 2 3-pointers in that first half. That's because they haven't had to take 3-pointers because they've dominated inside. You get Worrell out of the game early on, and you dominate inside with Gomez and Wiggins. They've been able to win all the one-on-ones, and Thomas Wilder really hasn't had to have a big first half, but he came on strong, 8 points down the stretch to really help balance out this Western Michigan offense.
And you can't forget about Anthony Avery as well, a strong first half. He was knocking down his jumpers early. As we take a look now at some of the first half highlights, we talked about it. The Broncos able to establish their down-low presence early. They've worked it in the big man, as my partner mentioned, and it's just been a strong performance from the Broncos. They've led since the beginning, and Bowling Green, I think the closest they've gotten in that first half was 5.
That was the closest they got in the first half because Bowling Green really a performance that they're not used to. 3 for 12 from three-point range, 3 for 11 from the free throw line. So they've let a lot of opportunities slip away. As we see again, they just continue to attack with Lamont. Anthony Avery able to help with those baseline jumpers, and they're a great individual play there to get the ball inside. But Western Michigan has dominated inside. Bowling Green has not been able to get the ball inside, and they've been a little bit sloppy with turnovers, and they've just not been able to get good looks all night.
Bowling Green with a 4-point advantage in bench points in that first half, 16-12. Antoine Lillard, Isha Lee, DiMaggio Wiggins, Josh Gomez have all logged their minutes for Bowling Green to try and stay in this game. Matt Fox, as well as you look at Seth Dugan going to work. The left hand and the right hand for both big men for the Broncos. Antoine Lillard able to finish there, and that was a rare transition basket for Bowling Green.
Bowling Green has not been able to get out in transition. Only 2 fast break points in this game. Western Michigan doesn't have any fast break points, but that's not their game. Bowling Green's game is a little more predicated toward the fast break, and it hasn't happened for them. Turnovers have been an issue with 6 turnovers for Bowling Green. They're not shooting the ball very well. They're, in a way, a little bit lucky to only be down 11 at halftime.
All right, those are your first half highlights. We'll be back with more here on ESPN.
It's on.
Bowling Green, one of 4 universities to have a crime lab on campus. Partnering up with the Attorney General's office, Bowling Green State University established the Center for Future of Forensic Science by combining a uniquely interactive forensic educational experience for Bowling Green students with advanced forensic practitioner training and cutting-edge forensic science research. The Center for the Future of Forensic Science will nurture forensic science leaders, create professionals who contribute to the greater good of society, and revolutionize the practice and profession of forensic science for years to come. 41-30 your halftime score. The Broncos in front of Bowling Green. Let's send it over to Gabriella Satelli.
I'm with Mike Jinks, former associated coach from Texas Tech, now takes the head position as head coach for Bowling Green State University. I just want to congratulate you on the new position here.
Thank you, I appreciate it. I'm still kind of fired up about the revealing of Freddie.
So how are you transitioning from this Big 12 program to a MAC program?
Well, it's all relative. You know, football's football, and you know, I'm blessed and fortunate to bring a group of guys that I've had a relationship with, so it's made it easier.
Thank you. You recently had signing day on February 4th where you had the addition of 20 new student athletes. So I just want you to talk about that addition and how that's going to benefit the program.
Well, I tell you what I will talk on, not only did we bring great players in, high character kids, but the thing that stuck out to me was Bowling Green State University won, because normally in situations like this, you know, you come in, you have coaching changes and you lose. pretty much all your class. We were able to keep 13 original commitments, and that's just a testament to this great university.
With the spring game coming around the corner on April 2nd, so what sorts of things can we expect from that?
Well, it's weather's going to have a lot to do with that, but we're going to get out there, we're going to fly around and play, we'll play Falcon faster. How's that?
Thank you. Just want to wish you good luck for the rest of the season coming up, and thank you.
Yeah, really, thank you.
Thank you. Back to you guys.
Stay with us. We've got more to come here at halftime of this Mid-American Conference men's basketball game. (41-30) your halftime score. We are just minutes away from getting the second half underway here in Bowling Green, and we're going to take a look at some of the first half numbers. Talked about Bowling Green having their struggles from the free throw line. Western Michigan has certainly been more successful. Look at the scoring breakdown, the points in the paint, an advantage that was established early for the Broncos.
That's the big stat of this first half, is Western Michigan's been able to bully their way in the paint. As we mentioned, with Lamont and Dugan having dominated this first half, they really haven't done much from the three-point line because they haven't had to in this game. 9 points off of turnovers. Bowling Green has not been able to get out in transition. That's been a big part of their offense all year long, as we see only 2 fast break points out of them. 3 for 12 from three-point range, 3 for 11 from the free throw line. Both of them are unusual statistics for Bowling Green, and that's why they're down by 11 here in this first half.
You see Bowling Green with a 5-1 advantage in steals, but Bowling Green just simply has not been able to take advantage when they've taken the ball away. 3 blocks for Bowling Green as well. All the big men as well as the forwards have contributed for Bowling Green in that category. And certainly the advantage in field goal percentage for the Broncos, shooting better than 65%. Those are your first half numbers. The second half is coming your way. The second half is underway here in Bowling Green. The Broncos leading by 11. Bowling Green with the first possession of the second half. Here's Pep Joseph, now up top Parker. Rasheed Warrell into the game. He should be fresh after spending most of that half on the bench with 2 personal fouls. Parker inside, it's Alsager. He has a couple threes in this one. Add on one more.
Nice job and a nice drive by Spencer Parker, taking it inside again, drawing the defenders and getting Wes Alsager a nice corner look. That's the guy that's really going to have to do something here in the second half if Bowling Green's going to make this comeback.
Bowling Green 4 of 13 from long range. Here's Wilder up top. Lamont posting up, trying to start the second half like he did the first. And he does just that. It's back to a double-digit lead.
And it just doesn't matter who Bowling Green puts on him. Right now, the advantage just continues to go to Lamont. You back him on in the low block, and Bowling Green has no answer.
Denny cut off on the baseline. The jumper too strong. Zach Denny so far still looking for his first basket of the game. Inside Lamont. The help side was there that time.
And I think in a way, Zach Denny, I think, is forcing the issue a little bit. 0 for 5 from the field, 0 for 3 from three-point range. And it's simply because he's not getting good looks, and I think right now he's trying to force the issue a little bit instead of letting it come through the flow of the offense.
Heyman trying to post up, nothing there. Wilder, you can't give him too much space. In the paint, tough shot. Loose ball, and Denny has it. Here's Joseph. All the way, drops it out to Alsager. Denny for 3.
And that one was in the flow of the offense, but right now he just can't get anything to go. I thought Alsager should have taken that out of the corner. He's got the hot hand.
Zach Denny in the first meeting was just 1 of 7 and 1 of 4 from long range. He finished with 3 points. Bowling Green's second leading scorer yet to get going. Lamont backing his way in, the reverse. Nice up and under move.
What a move by Lamont. The original layup that he wanted was taken away by Worrell, so he just went up and under to go reverse layup. What a move by Lamont. He's just continuing to do post moves time and time again.
8 of 9 from the field is Drake Lamont. Here's Parker. Now Joseph gets a corner 3, rimmed out.
At some point, it's just looks that aren't falling. They got a nice screen set for Joseph, a good look from the corner, but another missed 3. 4 for 14 now from the three-point line in this game.
Lamont had it stripped. Here's Joseph. Lost the dribble. Now Denny. Inside, Worrell on the cut. Knocked out of bounds, and that's going to stay with Bowling Green as DiMaggio Wiggins and Antoine Lillard will make their first appearance of the second half.
And for Bowling Green, I thought Antoine Lillard may have been the best player on the floor in that first half, only with 4 points, but the impact that he had defensively, he's gotten a couple of good looks. Really, when he gets going, this is a team that can heat up quickly.
Inbounded to Wiggins. Just over 3 minutes gone by here in the second half. Joseph tried to slide between defenders. Wiggins on the follow-up.
And maybe the most active member of the first half for Bowling Green was DiMaggio Wiggins, going inside, getting some offensive rebounds. Really has been an impact player, but continues to struggle at the free throw line. He's got 7 points, 3 rebounds in that first half. 1 for 7 at the free throw line.
That was the third personal on Anthony Avery. Now 1 of 8 for Wiggins. And Kellen McCormick into the game for the Broncos. And McCormick, we haven't seen him get going yet. But if the Broncos continue to see double teams for Lamont, McCormick could be the open option. He's shooting better than 50% from 3. That leads the MAC.
He's a pick and pop guy that I think could be very valuable in this second half. Avery's a guy that does a little bit of pick and pop action as well, but McCormick is a streaky shooter. When he gets going, it's tough to slow him down.
And McCormick in his last 2 games, just 3 points in each game. Wilder. There's McCormick inside the arc. Shot no good. Lillard the quick outlet. Up ahead, Alsager. Into the body of Moore. And 2 free throws coming up for Alsager.
And that's what Bowling Green needs to see more out of in the second half. You get a defensive rebound, and they look to push right away. You get it up the floor to Alsager, and he's able to earn himself a trip to the free throw line. If they can continue to improve at the free throw line, then they're going to be able to get more fast break points, and that means their tempo is going to be able to win out in the second half.
Wes Alsager from Miami, Florida, unable to knock down the first.
You know, the free throw struggles are bad when he's missing them.
Alsager trying to become the first Bowling Green player today to reach double figures. And he now has 10. Bowling Green with 7 different players that have scored so far in this one. Here's Wilder, now Moore in the corner, wide open for a moment, now swatted by Alsager. The shot was there early, but the little hesitation from Wilder allowed Alsager to get there.
And that was on Wilder. He should have passed the ball a little bit earlier, and Moore was open if he'd have passed it out on time, but that little hesitation gave Alsager just enough time to get over, stretch it out, and get the block.
Wilder will set it up. Gets the double screen, tried to split the defenders. And Heyman, the floater.
And Heyman really hasn't been a factor in this first half. 4 points now, just his second field goal of the game. He's got a couple of offensive rebounds, and now the largest lead of the game for Western Michigan at 12.
Joseph trying to get in the lane. Wiggins looking for a teammate. Dangerous pass. Wilder has it. And he's tied up. The Broncos had numbers. And that's going to be an intentional foul. And now we have our first media timeout of the second half. It's the Broncos with their largest lead, up by 12. (47-35) your score with just under 16 minutes remaining in this one. Brad Woznicki and Zach Cantrell here with you. And Zach, take us through what you've seen so far in the second half.
What we've seen so far is Bowling Green trying to get a little more aggressive, getting out on the fast break, and they've had a couple of more opportunities, but again, Western Michigan continues to go with what worked in the first half. Lamont, 17 points, 8 of 9 shooting, 4 rebounds, has just been the dominant factor in this game. The three-point shooting really hasn't gotten better for Bowling Green in this game. Neither has the free throw shooting, so we've really seen more of the same in the second half as we saw in the first half.
Broncos shooting better than 62%. For the Falcons, shooting better than 40%. See the total rebounds. The Broncos holding a 7-rebound advantage, 19-10 on the defensive glass as the two teams come back out on the floor. Plenty of action on the schedule today. One game to note that is final. Eastern Michigan a 75-70 win over Kent State. And with the intentional foul before the break, it's Thomas Wilder at the line, unable to take advantage of the freebie. One more to come to try and push the lead to 13. 1 for 2. Other games going on in the MAC today. Akron taking on Northern Illinois, Ball State and Central Michigan, and Miami of Ohio taking on Toledo at Savage Arena. Here's Heyman in the corner. Three-pointer blocked. Ali able to track it down. Up ahead, Parker. Not the first time we've seen that today.
What a find by Ali, running the break, and a great up-ahead pass to Spencer Parker. A nice cut behind the basket. Western Michigan lost him defensively, and Ali made him pay.
Parker now with 8 points. Inside Dugan. Double team, kick out. Heyman for 3. This time he makes it count.
And this is the Heyman that we expected to see in this game, averaging 16 points a game this season, one of the best three-point shooters on the team. You can't give him a quality look like that if you're Bowling Green, but again, it comes through the flow of the offense, and Western Michigan has really moved the ball around very solidly in this game.
Ali, kick out, Parker. A little bit of contact will give the Broncos their 3rd team foul. And into the game, Taylor Perry, the senior from Rochester, Michigan. The 2 point guards for Bowling Green, Ali and Joseph on the floor with Parker, Wiggins, and Lillard. As Ali gets to the basket, 12-point game on the floor for the Broncos. It's Wilder, McCormick, Heyman, Dugan, as well as Perry. Here's Wilder. Now McCormick. Poked away by Wiggins, the outlet to Joseph. Swatted by Wilder. And David Pep Joseph will go to the line.
And Ismail Ali has come into this game and really brought an impact for Bowling Green, getting a nice drive to the basket a moment ago. We saw the pass to Spencer Parker, and that time the look ahead to Joseph to start the fast break and get David Joseph a trip to the free throw line. Bowling Green trying to force the issue a little bit with the fast breaks in the second half.
Joseph, good on the first. Broncos continuing to maintain a double-digit lead with three of their starters on the bench, Moore, Avery, and Lamont.
You talked about this as a deep basketball team, and we've seen it on full display today. Usually the starters will come out and play well, and we've seen a lot of occasions where they get out to a big lead and then the bench comes in and Bowling Green's able to cut into it. That hasn't happened in this game. The Western Michigan backups have been just as good as the starters.
Just over 14 minutes to play in this one. Wilder now gets it back. Dugan with position. It's Wilder on the spin move. Tough shot. Tipped around. Parker has it. Bowling Green has numbers. Parker with Joseph and Ali. It's Joseph swatted right at the rim. Bowling Green wanted a goaltend.
What a job by Perry to get down to the other end of the floor. It looked like an easy layup for Joseph, and Perry does a terrific job making up ground to get the block.
At the other end, it's Dugan with the hook shot.
And that's a big 4-point swing right there. A big fast break bucket would have cut it to an 8-point game. Bowling Green's confidence would have gotten a little higher. Instead, the block happens by Perry with the effort play, and you're able to get an easy one with Dugan underneath. Big swing in this game.
Parker, now Lillard. 3-pointer, yes. 9-point game. And a little tie-up between Parker and McCormick. The referee not going to have any of that. 13:09 remaining in this one. 53-44 your score. Broncos trying to snap a 3-game losing streak. Here's Wilder. Broncos going to work it around. Bowling Green sliding over help for Wiggins. A little contact trying to get through the screen. For Joseph, that's going to be his first personal. And Drake Lamont will check back into the game.
And McCormick came on and gave Western Michigan some nice minutes off the bench with his physicality, knocked down a couple of shots. And now Lamont comes into the game, and this crowd not happy about the recent calls. It's getting a little chippy down here.
Bowling Green with 2 team fouls, Broncos with 4. Here's Heyman. Good look, Dugan. Good ball movement for the Broncos. Not the end result they wanted. Ali gets in the lane. Tied up. A foul on the floor. Bowling Green will have it out on the baseline.
And that's the 15th foul against Western Michigan. I like the aggressiveness of Bowling Green, and specifically Ismail Ali continuing to force the issue. He's making it a determination on his own to get to the basket.
Here's Lillard setting the down screen was Wiggins. And Lillard that time just lost it off his fingertips when he tried to get rid of it. Wes Elsegair to the scores table. Wilder. Lamont, good post-to-post passing, but right off the bottom of the backboard. And Perry with the takeaway, great hands, and Lillard frustrated with himself.
Back-to-back turnovers on trips for Lillard, and you can't have that when you're trying to get back into a game.
Here's Heyman. Fakes the pass, drives, the scoop, and the score.
You like the aggressiveness there of Heyman, not forcing the issue. Perry was open on the wing, but Heyman made it a determination. He's going to the basket, getting a big one there. 9 points for him. Hasn't been his usual big offensive game, but a nice take that time.
Parker in the corner. Baseline drive, hangs, no good, and Heyman able to rip it away. He was tied up with Wiggins. And for DiMaggio Wiggins, that's going to be just his first personal. Media timeout with 11:11 remaining in this second half. Western Michigan 55, Bowling Green 44. And while we have a moment, we are going to send it over to Gabriella Satelli here in just a minute. And we will do that right now.
Thomas Wilder, sophomore out of Western Michigan, is leading the MAC in scoring during conference contests, averaging 21.2 points per game in league play. In all games combined, Wilder is averaging 18.4 points per game, which is second most in MAC. Wilder is a player who has had great success at an early start in his career. The MAC is going to have to be watching him closely throughout the rest of his career. Back to you, Brad.
Thank you, Gabriella. The Broncos in front by 11. They led at halftime by double figures, and they have continued to remain in front. Bowling Green, the closest they've gotten in this second half is 9. And for Western Michigan, this is a team that, coming into the season, was picked to finish 3rd in the Mid-American Conference West. And when that preseason pick was made, coming into the season, they thought they were going to have Connor Tavey, preseason All-MAC selection, but he has had 2 foot injuries. One required surgery, and then when they had the first surgery, they decided it was a good time to get surgery on the other foot. But certainly a big loss for them and a reason why they've had their struggles this year.
No question about it. And it's unusual when you have 2 of the same body part requiring surgery at the same time, but no question about it, they've certainly missed him. There's a reason he was an All-MAC performer at the start of the season, and that's been a big reason why they're 9-15, why they've had their difficulties.
And a technical foul has just been assessed to Michael Huger. Michael Huger saying that he was behind the line for the coach's box. Frustration continues for the Falcon faithful today.
Been a lot of calls that were a little questionable over the last couple of minutes, a little ticky-tack, and you're seeing now the crowd not into it, and it's gotten chippy down on the floor. Officials have got to try to get control of the situation here.
And Wilder goes 2 for 2. Lead is up to 13.
In a way, you could almost see that technical coming because Huger was going out talking to the officials a little bit the last couple of media timeouts, and in a way that you almost saw that coming. Let's see if that fires up the Falcons. A lot of times it will.
Here's Wilder. Approaching the halfway point of this second half. Heyman 3, off the mark. That's going to be Bowling Green ball.
And these next couple minutes are going to be crucial for Bowling Green. They cannot allow the frustration of the foul calls these last couple minutes distract them, because they've got to find a way, going into the under 8 media timeout, they've got to find a way to make this a game.
Alcigar, the handoff to Joseph. Inside, finds Wiggins. Wiggins down the lane, will go to the line. And Bowling Green fans applauding the foul call. That was the third personal foul on Drake Lamont. Klein with 3 personal fouls, Lamont with 3, and Wilder with 3.
And now the rest of the game, every foul going forward against Western Michigan will be 1-1 for Bowling Green.
Avery also on the bench with 3 personal fouls. And Wiggins, 1 for 2. Western Michigan with 3 players in double figures right now. Lamont with 17, Dugan with 12, Wilder with 11. Here's Klein. Now Heyman gets the screen. Wilder slips it inside. Klein for 3. Good ball movement, but once again, the Broncos just couldn't knock it down from beyond the arc. Now up ahead, Parker, the layup.
And we've seen a few of those in the second half. Another great find. That time it's David Joseph up ahead, and Western Michigan again loses somebody deep, and that time it's Spencer Parker.
Spencer Parker now with 10 points. He becomes the second Bowling Green player in double figures. Heyman, and now he's in double figures with 12.
What a tough shot that time. What a great shot by Heyman, way beyond the three-point line, and that's a shot that you can only take if you've got supreme confidence, and we know that he does.
Wiggins, look to Parker for 3. The answer.
And Spencer Parker's got to be the guy going forward. 13 points. He's the leading scorer on this Falcon team. Just got to 1,000 on Tuesday night. He's the guy that if Bowling Green's going to make a comeback, the offense should go through him.
Spencer Parker, the senior from Detroit, Michigan. Heyman. Now Klein. Heyman, another three-point try. Too strong. Tipped around. Dugan has it. The putback, no. Lamont got a hand on it, but he's going to be called for the foul. And for Drake Lamont,
I think it's 3.
It is going to be the third personal on Drake.
And the crowd wanting a technical foul because the Western Michigan coach just threw off his jacket. He's not too happy with the last couple of possessions.
Plenty of time left in this one, 8:39 remaining. A double-digit lead for Western Michigan.
Officials talking about something over there.
And it is going to be, I think, a 1-and-1 opportunity for Bowling Green. Now the referees overlooking at the monitor.
That would be the 17th foul against Western Michigan, so that would be a 1-and-1 opportunity.
They're checking to see, I believe, who is going to be at the line for Bowling Green. Right now it's Ish Ali at the line. Ali's first free throw attempt of the game. And it's good on the first.
It's just the second time this half Bowling Green has been able to make it a single-digit game. Now 9 for 20 at the free throw line. They've had their opportunities. They just have not been able to cash in on them. They're going to get some practice here over the last 8.5 minutes because every foul the rest of the game means free throws for Bowling Green.
An 8-point game, the closest that Bowling Green has been since the first half. Here's Moore. Dugan posting up. Now inside. The size advantage on Wiggins. Broncos up by 10.
And once again, when you get into a tough position, you just go to what's been working all day, pound the rock inside with Dugan. 14 points now, 6 rebounds. You can make the argument he's been the second best player on the floor after Lamont.
Great pass there. Ali dropped it to Wiggins. 8-point game again, and inside of 8 to play.
Ismail Ali's only been credited with 4 assists, but it seems like he's had a lot more with the way he's directed this offense, getting out on the run.
We've seen more often today than we have in past games for Bowling Green. Joseph and Ali on the floor together. And a 3-second violation. Our third media timeout of the second half. Western Michigan leading by 8. (62-54) your score. The Broncos leading the Falcons by 8. Bowling Green shooting 48% from the field right now. Broncos shooting better than 55% in that first half. Western Michigan shot better than 63%. And Bowling Green, I think they finally feel that they're starting to get some calls going their way, trying to change the momentum in this game.
No question about it. They've gotten a couple of calls to go their way, but Western Michigan has been able to keep up a high volume of shooting really throughout this game. If you're saying it's down to 57%, I think every coach in America would still take that shooting percentage in the second half.
Especially on the road. Here's Ali. Good straight-up defense from Lamont. One and done for Bowling Green.
And that's a little risky for Lamont because he's playing with 3 personal fouls. You certainly don't want to pick up your 4th with 7:15 to go, but a nice job to not commit the foul and still play effective defense.
Avery is also into the game for the Broncos with 3 personals.
I haven't seen him in quite a while.
Shot clock winding down. Broncos don't realize Wilder not going to get the shot off.
Great defense that time by Bowling Green. They did a nice job closing up the inside. Lamont had no post position inside. Nice job by Parker and Wiggins rotating over, and then they closed out on the 3-point shooters. That's as good of a defensive possession as you could ask for.
Ali Now Parker tried to drop it to Wiggins. Last touch by the Broncos. Bowling Green fortunate there that one didn't get deflected off of Wiggins.
And we've seen more of an effort in the second half for Bowling Green to try to pass the ball into the post in the second half. The first half, they really didn't do that a whole lot, and that's why Bowling Green's been able to shoot much better in the second half. It's easier opportunities.
Alsager. Ali working against Moore, had it poked away. 2-on-2 here. It's Moore to the basket. Couldn't flip it up and in. Ali trying to save it. They're going to say he was bumped out of bounds by Heyman.
That's going to be free throws on the other end for Bowling Green. I thought Moore had an opportunity to pass the ball up ahead and get an easier basket that time to get it up to Heyman, but he decided to keep it himself, and you end up getting a foul. So Bowling Green has an opportunity now to get a couple of points with the clock stopped.
Ish Ali at the line. Today he is 2 for 2. No good on the front end of the 1-and-1.
And those are free throw opportunities that have to be converted. Now 10 for 21 at the free throw line. You've got to be able to knock those down if you're going to have a chance to actually get back and maybe win this game.
Inside Lamont against Wiggins. Left hand, no. Wiggins tipped it out. Ali into the Broncos bench. It's going to stay with Western Michigan.
And great straight-up defense that time by Wiggins. That's a matchup that Lamont has absolutely abused him throughout the majority of this game, but that time Wiggins is able to go straight up, get the missed basket, but unfortunately for Bowling Green, they're not able to get the rebound, and Western Michigan has a chance to not just score, but take more time off the clock.
6 minutes left. Wilder, kick out. Going back inside of Lamont. Now the skip pass. Moore, pretty move. Left hand off glass.
And we haven't seen a whole lot of Moore in this game, but that was a great take to the basket, working on Joseph. In fact, the first basket of the game for Moore.
Here's Alsager. Three-pointer, got it. 7-point game.
And Alsager has kept Bowling Green in this game by knocking down some big-time three-point shots. His 4th-3 of the game. And every time you feel like Western Michigan is ready to jump up and basically end this game, Alsager has been able to come back and hit a big one.
Bowling Green can cut into the lead a little bit more. Here's Lillard. Falcons going to have to work in their half-court offense. Here's Joseph. Alsager, a little bit of space. Off the mark. Offensive board, Wiggins with the reverse.
Great up and under that time by Wiggins. Didn't go up for the first one because he would have been swatted by Lamont. Readjusts, reverse layup, 5-point game.
Bowling Green trying to get a win at home for the first time in 6 games. Avery, contested jumper, came up short. Bowling Green can make it a 1-possession game. It's Joseph inside the arc. The jumper, no.
I'm not sure that's the shot Bowling Green wanted that time. I thought it was taken a little bit too quickly. Didn't really execute much of the half-court offense, but a nice job by Western Michigan to take away what Bowling Green wanted.
4:21 remaining and a timeout Western Michigan as Perry will come back into the game. 64-59 your score. An official's timeout. We'll be back in a moment. It's a 5-point game with 4:21 remaining in this one. Mid-American Conference men's basketball. Western Michigan taking on Bowling Green. The Falcons have won the last 5 meetings. Western Michigan has not beaten Bowling Green since the 2011 MAC tournament. Broncos trying to get their first road win of the season. Bowling Green trying to snap a 5-game home losing streak. Moore up top. Zone defense here for Bowling Green. Inside, Avery found a lot of space in the paint. Good off glass.
And Wiggins that time thought he got his eye poked a little bit that time, but a great take that time by Avery, a nice post pass. And Avery really hadn't been a big factor since the early portion of this game, but 8 points on 4 for 5 shooting. Big one there.
Elsevier in the lane, gets by the defenders.
And that's the guy you go to right now. He wants to take it every single time the Falcons have it. Go to Wes Elsevier, let him either take the 3 or drive it inside like that.
And inside, that's Moore. A lot of contact as Moore and Wiggins went to the floor. And we have our final media timeout. 3:32 remaining. Western Michigan leading by 5. .332 remaining, a great crowd on hand for the first game of today's doubleheader. Our next game will feature the Bowling Green women's basketball team taking on the Buffalo Bulls. Bryce Moore at the line. First free throw is good. Who's going to knock him down the stretch?
Well, so far today it's been Western Michigan, 9 of 11 at the free throw line, make it 10 of 12 now with that made free throw.
And 2 for 2.
As a team this year, shooting 71%.
Here's Parker on the wing. Look for the lob there, nothing there. Inside, Wiggins on the slip, trying to finish, and Moore got his hand on it, able to help out Lamont. Joseph, Ali, Elsevier, Wiggins, and Parker on the floor for Bowling Green. It's Moore, Lamont, Avery, Heyman, and Wilder for the Broncos. And a hand check, 1-and-1 opportunity.
And Ismail Ali had an opportunity a couple of minutes ago, missed the front end of a 1-and-1. He's hit 2 free throws himself as well. We talked about who's going to hit him down the stretch. Bowling Green's got to hit him. They're 10 of 22 at the free throw line. Now's the time that they've got to improve that percentage. But again, another nice take that time by Ali, being aggressive.
Good on the first. Bowling Green 11 of 23 from the line.
And a made free throw, what it does is it allows you to set up your defense as opposed to when you miss, and you basically just have to come up with something on the fly.
Second one good, 5-point game, and a 30-second timeout for Bowling Green with 3:12 remaining. 68-63 your score. We're going to keep it right here. Bowling Green trying to pick up their 5th Mid-American Conference victory. Western Michigan trying to pick up their 4th in MAC play. This game was decided by just 1 point in the first meeting, and Western Michigan has been in front since the start.
The only part in this game that they didn't lead was the first 14 seconds. Other than that, it's been all Western Michigan in this game. Bowling Green has made their runs time and time again. The question is now, can they find a way to finish down the stretch and come all the way back to win this game? The field goal percentage for Bowling Green much better in the second half, now all the way up to 49%. They've done a better job defensively against Western Michigan, but still 54% shooting on the road. Coach will take that anytime.
Full court press for Bowling Green. Elsegair tries the trap. Wilder finds Heyman.
And this is something different out of Bowling Green this game. We really haven't seen the press, and they get the turnover.
And Heyman called for steps.
First time all game that they've really had the press defense, something that Coach Huger drew up out of the timeout, and that time you're able to get a turnover out of it. So now an opportunity to make it a one-possession game with this bucket.
We've seen Bowling Green certainly change things up defensively in the second half. Certainly in the final 10 minutes, we've seen man-to-man defense, a little bit of full court press, as well as some zone. Parker. Trap, now Elsegair. Three-pointer, no. Avery with the board.
And that one didn't look right coming out of Elsegair's hand, but a nice job by Western Michigan inside. Parker wanted to drive. At that time, they forced him to kick it outside. Good defensive stop for Western Michigan. Let's see if they can execute offensively.
Wilder all the way to the basket, no. Lamont there to clean it up, swatted from behind. Bowling Green with numbers. Ali to Parker. One possession game.
And that's another 4-point swing. Bowling Green really got away with one on the other end of the floor because Wilder couldn't finish. Able to get the fast break for Ali, leading the way, and a key basket for Parker.
Can Bowling Green complete the comeback? They're going to have a chance to tie up this game as Wilder, with the push-off, now has 4 personal fouls.
And that's the second time on that possession. I was surprised that they missed it the first time. Great one-on-one defense by Iz Ali, getting up in front of Wilder and forcing the foul. 4 fouls now on the starting point guard for Western Michigan. That could come into play in a big way here in the last 2 minutes.
Ali with the ball. Now Parker, guarded by Avery. And Avery called for the foul, a little extra contact afterwards, and Anthony Avery called for the technical foul. The Broncos falling apart here in the final minutes.
And that's going to give Bowling Green, I believe, a chance to take the lead here with 4 free throws. And you just cannot have a technical foul at this situation of the game. You've got to keep your wits about you. And unfortunately for Western Michigan, Avery could not do that. And Western Michigan just continuing to let things bother them right now.
And the referee's discussing right now, the technical foul was given, and that would be the 5th personal foul for Avery.
And that would be a big loss for Western Michigan because Avery has been so good with the baseline jumpers. Let's take a look at it here. Not really a whole lot from the initial look. Maybe there was something beforehand. Didn't see it there.
Inside of 2 minutes to play, Bowling Green trailing by 3. And the head coaches are going to be brought together.
The officials trying to get control of this game because now we've seen a couple technical fouls. There you see the technical. We couldn't get the first look. You could see he kind of swatted it a little bit. You're going to get called for that. A little ticky-tack in the last 2 minutes, but in that situation, you got to call the last 2 minutes like you'd call the first 2 minutes.
We saw a technical foul assessed earlier to Michael Huger.
It's been a chippy second half for both teams. The crowd has been a factor in this game, both good and bad. And now we're starting to see the emotion starting to blow up here in the last 2 minutes of this game. Officials have got to get control here.
1:56 remaining. Now the referees going over to the scores table. They want to get this right. Big part in the game right now. Bowling Green on the comeback. You look one more time from underneath the basket.
And you saw the swat on Parker. That's what they got the technical foul for. And Western Michigan now basically has a free timeout where they get to decide who gets to come into the game for Avery if this ends up holding up.
(68-65) your score. Western Michigan and Bowling Green both coming into this game trying to get their first victory in the month of February. Two teams played 2.5 weeks ago, 79-78 the final, 79-78 the final in that one. Bowling Green coming out on top.
Looks like we could be heading for a similarly close score in this one. And it looks like Taylor Perry is going to be the one who goes into the game for Western Michigan to replace the departed Avery.
So Avery will finish the game playing 16 minutes, 8 points, 3 rebounds, and 1 block.
And so you'll have the 2 technical free throws for Parker, and then he'll have the 2 free throws from the original foul.
First free throw is good. The crowd went dead silent for that first free throw. And that one rolls off the front of the iron. So now Parker still has a chance to tie up this game.
And you'll still take that as a coach. You have an opportunity to get a 3-point possession, though. It will be Ali now taking probably the technical free throws now.
And Ali well short. Chance to make it a 1-point game.
And they will get the basketball after this. That is important to note.
So Bowling Green with Parker and Ali at the line go 2 for 4. 68-67 your score. Bowling Green 14 of 28 from the line. Broncos 11 of 13 today.
And Bowling Green will have a chance here to take the lead, something you wouldn't have thought a couple of minutes ago.
Bowling Green trying for their first lead of the game.
And I think right now you got to go to Parker or you got to go to Alsager. Those have been the 2 guys that have led the comeback. Parker the leading scorer, Alsager the hottest scorer right now.
Parker no, ball tipped around. Lamont saves it to Heyman. What an effort.
What a job by Lamont on the biggest play of the game to give up his body to get the save.
Parker with the block. And Joseph going to slow things down. Less than 90 seconds to play. Joseph had it knocked away. Possession arrow pointing to Western Michigan.
And that's a big possession arrow there, so Western Michigan able to steal a crucial possession away from Bowling Green. Right now the Broncos sputtering a little bit offensively. Here's an opportunity that's still up by a point after all of this craziness has happened over the last couple of minutes. Western Michigan still has a 1-point lead, and they'll have the opportunity to take possession of the ball here.
Moore will inbound on the sideline.
Both coaches still have 2 timeouts, so that they would have an opportunity to call one in case of a potential held ball situation.
Bowling Green with 5 team fouls. Perry now back to Wilder. Heyman posting up off his leg. Parker on the floor. Took out the body of Heyman. Now 6 team fouls for Bowling Green.
And that was the last foul that they had to give there in that situation. So the next foul is going to be 1-1 for Western Michigan. So every foul the rest of the game is going to mean free throws. You had one to give there. I'm not sure that's necessarily where you wanted to give it.
Parker trying to say he was diving on the floor for the ball. Approaching a minute to play. Heyman will work it over to Wilder.
There's a 2-for-1 opportunity for Western Michigan to get the opportunity to take the last shot should they need it.
Wilder trying to take it himself. And it's going to be a 1-and-1 now. 45 seconds remaining.
And if you're Western Michigan, this is the man that you want at the free throw line. He's missed a couple today, 4 for 6, but the leading free throw shooter on the team, shooting at 79% on the season. This is the guy you want at the line.
Good on the first. And even if Wilder makes the next one, it's still going to be just a one-possession game.
And that's important to note. And if you're Bowling Green, if he happens to make this, you don't have to have a three-point shot. You can go to the basket and get a quick 2, but that's no longer necessary.
Bowling Green can tie or take the lead. And Ali going to take it over to the Bowling Green bench. Bowling Green now will have one timeout remaining. 69-67 your score. 38 seconds remaining in this one. And while we have a moment, we're going to send it over to Gabriella Satelli.
Today at the Stroh Center is the Falcons Play for K game, where all fans are encouraged to wear pink to the game in support of breast cancer. All fans in attendance today received a free pink bandana in courtesy of Kroger. The Play for K initiative has helped the Kay Yao, former North Carolina State University head women's basketball coach, Cancer Fund and Research. With donations to the fund, it allows researchers to get one step closer to fighting cancer. Back to you, Brad.
All right, thank you, Gabriella. Western Michigan 69, Bowling Green 67, 38 seconds left in this one.
And right now, if I'm Bowling Green, I'm attacking the basket. That's where I'm going right now. Try to get the ball inside. That's where their offense has been executing at the best here in the second half. If the three-pointer presents itself, go ahead and take it. But right now, I'm relying on Spencer Parker and Wes Alciger. They've been the guys that have helped bring them back into this game. Don't be surprised, though. Zach Denny hasn't been a factor in this game, but wouldn't this be something for Zach Denny to come in, get a wide-open look potentially, and who knows, he still can knock those down. He's very streaky, so maybe Denny could be a factor, and he's not even going to be on the floor, so never mind. I'd go to Parker or Alciger right now.
Joseph will inbound. Here's Ali trying to get to the basket, lost it. Tied up, just enough contact that Ish Ali will go to the line with 34 seconds remaining.
And Ali gets another pressure-packed free throw situation. He just went 1 for 2 a couple of trips ago, 5 for 7 for the game. But what that does now with 34.9 seconds, it gives Bowling Green in all likelihood the final possession of the game.
Ali at the line trying to tie up this game. The first free throw, no good.
And all of his misses have been short. Nerves may be a factor here.
Drake Lamont was assessed that last personal foul, so he now has 4. Ali 0 for 2, Heyman with the board, fouled immediately.
And that's a dagger right now if you're Bowling Green, a chance to tie the game. You come up empty, and free throws, all game long they've been a problem. Down the stretch, they've reared their ugly head, missing a lot of crucial free throws. They had a chance to take the lead off the technical and the foul. They missed 2 opportunities to at least tie the game, if not take the lead. And right there, you missed 2 free throws with a chance to tie. And for Western Michigan, you got Heyman on the free throw line, pretty dependable free throw shooter on the season, 72%.
Heyman's first free throw is good. Heyman on the day, now 3 for 3 at the charity stripe. Two-possession game. And a timeout, Western Michigan. It is a 30-second timeout.
And if you're Bowling Green right now, again, you got to maintain the same strategy. Take it inside, try to get a quick 2. If the 3 presents itself, you go ahead and take it. 4-point game, 33 seconds. There's plenty of time to get at least 2 or 3 possessions, depending on foul situations. So just run your best play, go to the basket. Don't worry about taking the 3 just because it's there. Don't try to force the issue.
Recapping the leaders today for Western Michigan, Lamont with 17. Heyman and Dugan both with 14. Wilder with 12, Avery with 8. And for Bowling Green, Alsager 15, Wiggins 13, Parker with 16 to lead the way. And it's Ali, Parker, Wiggins, Joseph, and Alsager on the floor for the Falcons. Lamont, Wilder, Perry, Heyman, and Moore on the floor for the Broncos. Here's Ali. Dangerous pass. Wilder got a hand on it. Turnover, Bowling Green. And Heyman is going right back to the line.
Last 1-and-1 of this game, and Ali did not need to force that pass. Not a good decision by Ali. Looked like he was trying to take it all the way himself, and it just wasn't open for him. But again, Parker and Alsager do not get a touch on that possession. I don't understand that.
Finishing games. The Broncos coming into this one unable to get the job done in the final minute of play against Miami of Ohio. Now the Broncos trying to hold on for their first true road victory of the season. It's Joseph, and he's going to the line with 20 seconds remaining.
And that fouls out Lamont. That's his 5th, I believe.
So Drake Lamont's day is done.
What a day it was.
17 points, 7 rebounds, 8 of 11 from the field, and 1 of 1 from the line in 30 minutes of action.
If this game goes Western Michigan's way, he has been the player of the game, no question about it. And it looks like McCormick is going to come into the game to replace him here. Big free throws for David Joseph.
And Lillard in the game for Wiggins. The crowd quiets, and the first free throw is good for Joseph.
And no matter what, after this free throw, if you're Bowling Green defensively, you want to give yourself a couple of seconds to try to get a steal, maybe try a quick trap before you foul. And you don't want to foul Wilder. You don't want to try and foul Heyman. They've been comfortable at the free throw line these last couple of minutes.
Trying to make it a 2-point game. Off the iron, wouldn't drop. Joseph, Bowling Green has a chance. And Parker forced the 3. Bowling Green did not need that.
I'm not sure what that shot was from Spencer Parker, but you got to give a lot of credit to Tucker Heyman going straight up with it. Parker was trying to draw the foul on that. I think Coach Huger would have been better served to call a timeout and try and draw something up there, because certainly that's not the look he would have wanted.
Bowling Green had 1 timeout remaining. Now McCormick at the line. And for McCormick, this will be his first free throw attempt of the game. Off the iron.
And this free throw is going to do a lot to determine Bowling Green's strategy. If he goes ahead and makes it, you could probably try the quick 2. If he misses, do you dare do the 3 now?
1 for 2, 4-point game. Time not on the side of Bowling Green. Here's Joseph to the basket. It's Alsager for 3. No. Wilder. Joseph tied up. Wilder still has it now. 3.5 seconds remaining, and that should just about do it.
And a great job by Thomas Wilder going underneath to outfight Joseph to get that rebound. If you're Bowling Green, you couldn't have asked for a better look. Wes Alsager has hit some big ones tonight. Got a great look out of that corner, which he's hit 2 or 3 times already tonight. Sometimes they just don't drop, and for Western Michigan, they're going to get their first true road win of the season.
Wilder trying to add to his 12 points today, give him 13.
And you got to give Western Michigan a lot of credit. Wilder did not have a typical big game that he's had in MAC conference play. Only 14 points now, and they're still able to walk out of here with a win.
74-68 your score. Ali will fire a deep 3 off the mark. And Western Michigan has snapped their 3-game losing streak. As my partner mentioned, the Broncos pick up their first true road victory of the season. And for Bowling Green, this will be their 5th straight loss and their 6th straight loss at home. 74-68 the final. Western Michigan beats Bowling Green for the first time since 2011, and we'll be back in a moment. Welcome back to the Stroh Center, where your final today in the men's basketball game in Mid-American Conference play, 74-68, Western Michigan with the victory. And I am joined now by Western Michigan head coach Steve Hawkins. And Coach, you've had plenty of games like this season. You're out on top, and coming down the stretch, things tighten up, but today your team found a way to get it done.
Yeah, we really did. I mean, it was one of those, you're exactly right. We've had a ton of these. And, we knocked down some free throws there at the end, and I'm sure Michael, is going to look back at the free throw line himself and say they could have won the game at the free throw line. I know they missed some. But we had two teams that had been struggling. Somebody had to win. I'm not sure if we won as much as Bowling Green ran out of time, but we'll take it no matter how we can get it right now.
You look back at the start of this game, you opened on a 9-0 run, able to establish Drake Lamont early, and then you have Seth Dugan come off the bench, and he produced as well. They combined for 31. When they're producing like that down low, what does that do for your team?
Well, we had a 10-11 point lead there at halftime, and we had only taken 2 threes. So I thought it was very important that we take the ball inside. It wasn't that there was a mismatch. It was just that we had been playing too much of a perimeter game. Wilder and Heyman are two very good players for us, but we rely too often on them. And so we wanted to get the thing inside, play the game from the inside out today. And thankfully, Drake and Seth both came through for us.
Going forward, it's going to be another road game. You're going to take on Kent State next, the Golden Flashes, playing very good basketball this year. Certainly never an easy place to play.
No, it isn't. We played them. It was like this. Bowling Green beat us by 1, and then Kent State we lost to in overtime at our place. So it is a difficult place to play. They're playing very well right now. It's going to take everything we can do. They really hurt us on the glass last time we played them. It's going to take a heck of an effort for us to go in there and be able to compete.
Coach, appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Safe travels. Western Michigan head coach Steve Hawkins. Stay with us here on ESPN. Welcome back one final time to the Stroh Center here in Bowling Green, Ohio, where Game 1 is in the books, and the Broncos have picked up their first road victory of the season, 74-68 the final. And Zach, when you look back on this game, Western Michigan got on top early, and they held on in the end. They did the job at the free throw line.
They certainly did, and that was the big difference in this game. 17 for 22 at the free throw line. They hit their free throws at the end of the game when they needed to. Bowling Green simply did not hit their free throws. They had a lot of opportunities down the stretch, but Western Michigan jumped on them early in this game by attacking inside, going to the post, and Lamont dominated this game. 17 points, is the best player on the floor tonight, and I thought that was crucial for Western Michigan to win this game. And it's very surprising when Thomas Wilder doesn't have a big game and they find a way to win, but that's exactly what happened in this case because they spread it around. These are two of the deepest teams in the MAC, and they were on full display, and especially for Western Michigan, they were able to close down the stretch.
In the first game, these two teams combined to shoot 60 free throws. Today, they combined to shoot 54, and Bowling Green finished 15 of 32 from the charity stripe. Let's take a look at the upcoming schedules. First, for the Western Michigan Broncos, talked about it with Coach Hawkins. Next up, they will take on Kent State. Then they will go back home to take on Central Michigan. The Chippewas are one of the best teams in the MAC.
They are one of the best teams in the MAC, but what stands out to me, 3 of the next 4 games are going to be on the road. They've had the road difficulties. They finally got a win here today. Let's see if they can continue a little bit of that road success, and they're going to have to if they're going to have any momentum heading toward the MAC tournament. There's still enough time for them to make that happen.
A road game at Eastern Michigan. Eastern Michigan right now a 4-7 record in MAC play, and then it's at Northern Illinois. The Broncos won by 4 in the first meeting against the Huskies. Now your upcoming schedule for the Falcons. Bowling Green will be on the road at Northern Illinois next. Then it's at Buffalo, so back-to-back tough road games for a team that is unable to put together any home wins as of late. Bowling Green has lost 6 straight at home.
It might be good for them to go on the road because they've at least won a few games on the road in MAC play. That Buffalo game, Northern Illinois, those are going to be difficult games, but that game at Akron, which Akron just showed up on Tuesday and really dominated them here at the Stroh Center. That's going to be a tough game, as is the game obviously at home against Ohio. So Bowling Green's very similar to Western Michigan. They need to accumulate some momentum heading toward the MAC tournament. Michael Huger's team has had spans that they've played well, but they've never been able to put it all together. They've got 4 more chances to do it in the regular season.
Bowling Green won by 16 in the first meeting against Ohio at the Convocation Center. So the Bobcats will be looking for a little bit of payback. Zach, your final thoughts?
Final thoughts, Western Michigan, congratulations, finally getting their first true road win of the year, and that's what happens. Basketball, a lot of times people fall in love with the three-point shot and everything, but at heart, it's still a big man's game, and that was proven true today with Western Michigan.
So that's going to do it for today's broadcast, as Bowling Green has now lost 6 straight at home, and for Western Michigan, they snap their 3-game losing streak and pick up their first true road victory of the season. For my broadcast partner, Zach Cantrell, I'm Brad Woznicki, and for our sideline reporters, Mike Meszaros as well as Gabriella Satelli. Today's final score, 74-68, Broncos with the victory. To watch this entire game on replay as well as other games on our family of ESPN networks, log on to watchespn.com or download the Watch ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.